Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today is a very exciting day for Lotus fans around the world, and so we're not even going to roll the intro, we're just going to go straight into it. Lotus has unveiled their first hypercar. So let's pull up the graphic and have a look at it. Okay, there must be some more images of it or something. Maybe this is just the maybe the cover of the press booklet or something like that. You know, something kind of artsy to give us just a slight taste. But as I'm looking through the press release here, no, there is nothing else. So let's but sometimes it's sort of like jazz music. It's the notes you don't play. So I think that's what's happening here with this unveil. I think Lotus it's about what they're not showing us. So let's go ahead and do a deep dive. I haven't seen anyone do this yet. Let's really dig into this image and see what we can sort of extract from what they're not showing us. So first up, let's pull up this graphic. I'm going to show some on-screen graphics here, sort of like it's an American football game. So the first thing that we can be pretty certain about is that there is a windscreen. So I'm going to go ahead and put an arrow and a graphic on the screen showing you where I think the windscreen is going to be, because unless this is a robot car, it's going to have a windscreen. Next up, pretty sure, and from an animation that they've provided us, and even on this drawing, you can see what appears to be a front wheel. And so let's go ahead and drop that into the graphic as well, and we'll get a better picture of what this car looks like. Now, moving to the rear of the car, it's a little less clear. There's nothing in the image itself or the animation Lotus has provided that really shows a rear wheel. I'm going to go ahead and guess that since there's a front wheel, there probably is a rear wheel. So we'll drop that on, but just let's keep in mind that this is a very advanced, very expensive hypercar, and so it's possible that we're talking about some sort of hover mechanism back there. It's time will tell. So now let's hop up to the rear of the car, and this is where it gets a bit tricky, because this image is sort of a it's sort of a semi-non-representational drawing of a car combined with its airflow, so it's really hard to tell where the car begins, the airflow ends, and where the twain shall meet. So I'm just going to go ahead and pop two arrows on top, and I'm going to say, this could be the rear deck lid. It's possible. Hard to know where it stops. Hard to know where, where it's going to be. Does it stop where we think? Does it drag out forever? However, I think we should keep in mind that this is a very, very expensive car. We don't know exactly yet, but we're talking 1 million pounds or more, maybe 2 million pounds. Even though this is for the drivers. And there are lots of drivers with 1 to 2 million pounds for a hypercar that they're not going to make very many of. Nevertheless, we don't know how long it will be, and I'm just going to throw it out there. I think at this price point, it could be the rear deck lid. Possible. Most cars have one, especially hypercars. But given the price, and given that Lotus has not really unveiled anything new in 20 years, I'm just going to throw it out there that I think that it's entirely possible that the rear end of this car is actually just a trail of particles. For 2 million pounds in 2019 with all this money, a trail of particles doesn't seem out of the question. And now moving to the front of the car, I didn't at first I didn't really notice this, and then I looked at it more closely, and I'm like, what is this line coming through the front of the car? I mean, I suppose it could be airflow, but I'm going to suggest that, and I'll pull up the graphic now so you can see what I'm talking about. I think this is maybe a venomous snake tooth sort of thing. So, venomous snake tooth. That's my guess. Anyhow, so this will be called the Lotus Type 130. We don't know what the actual name that it will be for sale will be yet. Lotus always has internal designations, often with Type, usually designated for their race cars, like the Type 25, Type 72, etc. We are told that later this year the car will actually be announced. But for now, we can really only say that this drawing has been unveiled. We can't really say the hypercar has been unveiled. And of course, in all honesty, I love Lotus. If I could afford it, I would certainly buy one of these, and I don't mean to be giving them too hard a time. It's just that I think I was a little disappointed with this announcement because, there have been talks of new Lotus for quite some time, and then you go back to, the last, I can't remember what car show it was, where they showed like 19 different versions of what they said would be the new Esprit that were all complete vaporware. And at least those, they had models of the car. This is just, a pastel smear on a piece of paper, and, a graphical, a 3D model in an animation. And I think it's entirely possible they have no idea what this thing actually looks like or how it will work yet, which is fine. I just think that I think that Lotus at this point needs to actually show things that are real, show what they're actually working on, show what is really going to come out of this partnership with Geely, which is one of the reasons I haven't covered so much of the Lotus sort of speculation, besides the fact that I'm more of a trained journalist, and so I don't really I don't get excited or want to report on rumors and things like that are unsubstantiated. But even Lotus itself, until we actually see something in the flesh, it's very hard to take it seriously yet, because there have been, the company's history has been, while it's an awesome company, I love its cars, until you actually see it, there's no way you can count on anything happening. I mean, remember we talked about an Evora Roadster. Where's that gone? There was meant to be a Lotus Elise replacement in 2020. What happened to that? I thought the SUV would actually be the first thing that they unveiled, but instead we got a drawing. And it's a nice drawing. And, in the spirit of this, I'm going to take the opportunity to unveil my Hypercar. And I'm going to go ahead and pull up the graphic right now. Again, this is about what you don't see. I don't have all the specs either, but I am going to call it maybe the Type 13 Super Roger, I think, something like that. Its top speed is 90% the speed of light in this particular universe, only limited by physics. And if it weren't for physics, it would be well beyond the speed of light. In other universes, your mileage may vary. Fusion powered, so I have developed a fusion engine that fits in the car. And I'm not going to tell you how yet, but that's to come. I think it'll be about 50 million pounds, and I am working on it. So as time rolls on, I will unveil more and more of the car. But I thought I would just share this sneak peek with you for now. And thank you for watching, and tell me what you think of the new Lotus Type 130 Hypercar drawing. And leave your comments in the area down below us. And thank you for watching.